Now, these are the clouds that we see in Texas. That's normal. This, on the other hand, the only interaction it has is this. Look at this. It's still going. You can see that moon right there. Remember, it's black. Everything black that you're looking at is interaction. Some kind of debris. It could be a boulder, it could be a little moon, anything. This thing's been traveling for billions of years. If you guys remember the video I just released to you guys, I talk about an arm that goes out and around an object, and then it has another arm, and I showed you guys in that last video. Now this video was taken on September 11th, and I'm just now releasing it. Now, in July, I swore to myself that I had saw a huge figure that looked just like Jesus Christ, and he was holding a cross. I swore to myself I seen it. Over and over and over I told myself I seen it. And then when I seen this, I couldn't believe it. And this was in September. The crown. Thorns coming out. His nose. His mouth. His cheeks. And what he's holding. It's a rod. The cross, but it was angled as if it were going from west to east. And I was able to make that perfect face out of Jesus, because he was basically looking right at me, going east. Now he's going south, southeast. Now this video was the same video that I showed you here a month ago or so of the system on the south side. Now at the very end of this clip, well, here, right here, I speak about a lady holding a child, which in all actuality is just a huge planet, a couple of them. One here, you can't see it very well because I haven't darkened it, but one here and one here, and the arms are right here, so naturally they're pulling back in this picture. But this is the mother that I see, okay, and the hair that comes off the top. And of course, behind this area right here is a massive planet with these two moons as well. But at the very end, I show you a zoomed out shot right there. I show you a shot. No, let me see here. Let me find it. It has to do with this object right here. Okay, next to the lady. And I told you guys that it reminded me of a man. Okay, because of his, just the features. Now there's a planet, a major planet here as well. You can see the travel that's going around the planet here. this is created from it. Are little moons that are shooting around this large object. Okay, and I times 4'd it, sped it up, but I wanted to show you this object and this object because I filmed it again right here and here. And this is on the west side 3 weeks earlier. You can see the gal, the lady holding the baby, and you can see in the same angle and everything, you can see the man here. Now, this video was very interesting to me for the simple fact is I've tried to explain to you guys that the system is the same color as our atmosphere. Okay, so this right here will show you, I hope, how the light is able to bend around and these objects are able to stay secluded within that cloud to make it not visible to us. Now, this area right here is the area I speak of. Now, as soon as it gets over there here in just a slight second, you'll notice that there are trails that end on each side of this particular object right here. Now, a couple videos ago, and it was in November that I took it, I showed you a planetary object on the upper left of the sun and how it moved. Well, within that video as well, I show you a rotation that we can start seeing that have multiple objects in it that seem to be rotating around a primary, whether it be a moon or a planet. Now, this is that same rotation that I showed you in November. You can see here where this bends around and it stops right here, and you can see here as well there are two lines that are solid here, and there are two lines here as well, and you can see them right off the bend. Now, there's an object right here, and it's getting ready to come around this corner as this just did, and this one as well. And if you remember in my video in November, I count them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I count them all the way around that rotation for you. Now look at this right here. Look at these lines stop conveniently right in this area. Look at that. Those lines conveniently stop right there because this debris just hit that, and now we're going to see a whole bunch of cloud action here. Now, this one was a cool shot too, because this was taken in July, and I've caught this object right here several times, and it was just the last couple months that I've figured out what this was. And it's a large planet right here. This is its debris, and these are planetary objects as well right here. That's why you get that U effect. But this is a large one. You can see it sort of here if you're looking at the dominance in the color, the shades. You can see the planets all the way up through that arm there. I mean, it's amazing. Now in this video, this particular video, I can make out a large planet, larger than this one. Now these, I mean, you can see that the arms that I was telling you about, this arm comes down into multiple moons. As this one shoots across, has its moon, and then its influence above that. And then of course you have your main object and its little moons as well. I mean, it's amazing, guys, to see the charcoal rocky look. There are 8 massive objects coming inbound, guys. Now, people all around the world are experiencing tonal vibrations. The Earth is been overstressed for a long time, and you can see the volcanism is just amazing. They're going off everywhere. The earthquakes are definitely ramping up. The West Coast, up in Alaska. Of course, then you have Yellowstone. You know, and who can forget about the Chile and Japan? So there have been signs coming our way for a long time. Now guys, look at this shadow right here. Look how dark that is. And conveniently, it's circular. Okay, and you can see it's still dark down here. But you can see the effect it has within this dust in the front. Okay? It's like a car catching on fire, and the smoke barreling from that car. You're still going to see the car. It's just on fire and smoking. We're still able to see the planetary object as the dust is created around it. This one was taken, I'm wanting to say, early December. And this was facing north, and you can see the round circular objects within these 2 lines here. You can see within it the circular shapes all throughout here and here. Now when we zoom up into it, there will be no question right here on their existence. They're starting to come out into their shape. Now look at that. Look at the circular shape of these. And the shadow. Look at everything, guys. There's 2 of them sitting here, 2 or 3 sitting here. Now I told you guys from the very beginning that it starts from a big one, the main one, Nibiru, the main hidden planet, the one we can't see, the thief in the night. And it goes from that big one down to a little bit smaller, and then a little bit smaller, and all the way down to the very, very bottom, guys. There's one here. That's why these are all next to each other. They're like this the whole way through, and you guys got to understand, like I said before, this thing's been traveling for billions of years. So all of its force and influential impact has taken all of these objects and put them together in its perfect unity to make it work perfectly. And I mean, it's amazing, guys. Look at it. It's amazing. You know, it could be a boulder, it could be a little moon, anything. This thing's been traveling for billions of years. If you guys remember the video I just released to you guys, I talk about an arm that goes out and around an object, and then it has another arm, and I showed you guys in that last video. Now this video was taken on September. I told myself I seen it, and then when I seen this, I couldn't believe it. And this was in September. The crown, thorns coming out, his nose, his mouth, his cheeks, and what he's holding. It's a rod. The cross, but it was angled as if it were going from west to east. And I was able to make that perfect face out of Jesus, because he was basically looking right at me, going east. Now he's going south, southeast. Now, these are the clouds that we see in Texas. That's normal. This, on the other hand, the only interaction it has is this. Look at this. It's still going. You can see that moon right there. Remember, it's black. Everything black that you're looking at is interaction. Some kind of debris. November 11th. And I'm just now releasing it. Now, in July, I swore to myself that I had saw a huge figure that looked just like Jesus Christ, and he was holding a cross. I swore to myself. I seen it over and over and over.